You're using the whole animal. It sounds just, moral. But you don't exactly know what that entails, do you? And how could you when half the shit we throw out you've never even fucking heard of? You've definitely heard of this one, though. You've definitely seen it, too, and if you've ever had meat in any form, you've probably had it already. But you're still gonna think I'm fucking crazy when I tell you that it should be a permanent fixture in your kitchen. I'm talking about blood. Obviously. It adds a ton of meat flavor. You can use it to thicken sauces and soups. Yeah, if you leave it out raw, it'll settle kind of like a panna cotta, and that's pretty fucking good. With all of these uses, it's a surprise it's such a fucking pain in the ass to get.
That looks pretty good in that dress, huh?
Hey, Wendy.
Hey.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Of course.
Welcome to the most fucked up cooking show on the internet.
Thanks.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, just really, you know, wondering how this is gonna go.
Oh, it's gonna go terribly.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to What the Food. Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a comedian, and although I'm not a vegetarian, I don't eat a lot of meat, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm really open to pretty much anything, and it's not like I've never eaten blood before.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Today we're gonna be making blood sausage. Sausage is one of those things that is always the byproduct.
Like, this is something that people make because blood is like what's left over.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see that this recipe is about 90% vegetables.
That actually works. I'm 90% vegetarian, so that's perfect for me. Awesome.
We're gonna start by chopping up some of our vegetables. This is gonna be really the base of our flavor. We're gonna add some spices. We're gonna saute it up, and then we're gonna mix it all together. So first thing I'm gonna do is hone my knife. Just go, I usually do 5 or 6 on each side. Let's see, let's start with the fennel. I'm gonna use the actual bulb part. You can see that it's layered, kind of like an onion.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut it very similarly to an onion.
Okay, does it smell?
Yeah, it's smell very similar to like licorice. General 101 for cutting anything is the bear claw. You wanna make sure that the knife is hitting this part of your hand. That way, if you have it like this,
you don't
you're
chop
gonna cut your
fingers.
goddamn fingers
Okay,
off.
got it.
So just down a little bit.
I hope you all can see this. It's so thin.
Thanks.
Profesh.
I've tried it a lot.
Watch what you're doing.
Nice small dice. You can kind of see I use my pinky and my thumb to pinch the sides. That helps keep it from moving around too much. Bada bing, bada boom. Put this in our bowl. How do you think you're gonna do?
At chopping?
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't know, not that great. Not like that. There's no way. I'm gonna try and get for like 5 good pieces.
So I'd take that top part off first.
Take this off because it's gross. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
All right.
And then
Chop
slice
this
up.
off. Okay, get rid of that.
Yep. Make sure that your thumb and pinky are behind your 3 fingers. Your most common type of cut is you forget about your pinky or your thumb, and then you just make it.
Easy to forget about.
Yep.
It's cool to make me do this after you just did it.
Well, I gotta make myself look good somehow, right?
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
All right, now this.
Now square it up.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay. This feels like an incredibly dumb.
So you'll see. So you'll want the knife actually physically touching your fingers.
Like that?
Right there. And then that way, your fingers are the ones guiding the knife.
Guiding
Watch
it.
them.
Okay, watch my thumb.
Good, good, good. Feel free to go with a more of a rocking motion because we're slicing
Like
as opposed to
that?
crushing.
Ooh, this is fun. All right, what grade do I get on my...
Let's say this is a solid B. I've seen, what? Don't give me that look.
Your hand is bleeding.
I got myself a little bit. I got myself a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Let's get the first aid kit.
You can't get bloodborne pathogens if you cook them.
That is how you put on a finger condom.
And this just became a sex ed cooking show.
Yes.
I'm so excited I got to witness it, by the way. This is so real and gritty. It's great.
Getting back to the onion cut.
Perfect.
Okay, let's go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, a little bit of our spice mix. Yep. This is like a northwestern spice mix that I kind of got inspired by. So it's got rosemary, juniper, cardamom, fennel seed, celery. Wow, you were really crying.
You know, I'm an actress.
You are. You're really good. It's the spices, isn't it? I mentioned juniper and it just brought you right back.
Well, you gave me a B- earlier, so I'm so upset about that.
Well, you earned it.
Can we get this and use it for some other thing sometime? Oh my god.
Okay,
I think I'm good.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, juniper, cardamom, rosemary, celery seed, fennel seed, mustard seed. Got the salt in there, and I fucking love MSG. And we're going to go ahead, saute it up. Sweating our vegetables, we don't want any extra color, we just want it to get opaque.
I'm kind of having a hard time smelling through my tears right now.
Yeah.
But what I can smell is good. Okay, so you're gonna tilt it and I'll
Yeah, I'll tilt it.
Cool.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
We got our apple mix, our steel cut oats, our back fat.
Ooh, this is where the blood comes in. Okay.
And our blood. This is the big one.
Very exciting.
Take all of those, dump them in that bowl.
All right. Do I need a thing to...
Yeah.
Little scooper. This fat, this is also from pork fat?
Yep,
Yeah.
pork fat. So it's like, you know, bacon?
Yes, I do.
Back fat is basically bacon without any of the meaty part.
Okay.
Now this is pork blood. Blood does taste different depending on each animal. I was thinking about doing like a little taste test, but I didn't want to push my luck.
Why? Like in case it's horrible or it tastes like blood or something?
I think maybe just the straight up blood as like the only thing you're eating.
Hold up. Try it. Do it.
Okay, I'll try it.
You can't make this blood sausage and not just get a little taste of blood.
I'll do it.
Oh, this is gonna be like the most metal thing I've ever done.
This is pretty metal.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Now here's our very special blood cocktail. It's 1 part blood. And that's it. There it is.
Ooh. It looks like blood. And the more I smell it, the less I can smell it. Okay,
well.
all right, I see a little chunk.
Welcome to What the Food, the most fucked up cooking show on the internet. Let's do this. Cheers.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
It kind of tastes like marrow a little bit.
Yeah, it's like a little meaty, but it's actually like pretty clean and light.
Yeah. It definitely went down. I'm disgusted right now, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, I'm super grossed out.
We won't do
wow,
anymore.
Wow, that was goth as
that's
fuck.
It. Yeah, that's the most
we are
metal
so
thing
metal.
I've ever done.
Okay.
I wasn't excited.
I wasn't.
I'm not a badass.
Yeah, that was great. You went from like not knowing if you're gonna eat it to be like, let's fuck
Let's
this
drink
blood.
Let's drink blood. Just do it. We're not even gonna cook it.
To recap, we got our apple mix, our back fat, and our steel cut oats.
Okay.
Right here. This is about a pint of blood right here.
Okay.
Basically what you're looking for is like a really wet mixture.
Wow.
Yep.
That was fun.
That was gory.
Yeah.
Go ahead and mix that up.
Now I'm just into it. Now that I've just drank it
Now,
straight,
yeah,
I'm
now
just
actually
like, more.
it's a lot easier. So you can see that it's not like swimming in it, but there's still like a pretty sizable amount of blood filling in the gaps. You really don't want any like air pockets in your sausage that can make them pop.
No embolisms, no sausage embolisms.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Our blood was pretty nice, uncoagulated, so we didn't have to strain it. But if it does have little bits in it, just strain it. We don't need to strain it
okay.
because it was already clear.
It was fine. Get that shit out of here.
Fuck that shit. Just real gory. You know, it looks so much worse when you put the blood in.
It does. You can see all the little pieces of fat that are in here have blood and all like the little crevices, and it just looks like brains.
It's pretty intense. Blood is really versatile. You know, it's basically liquid meat, which doesn't make it sound better. This filling is the weird part. You know, it's the unique thing. It's the thing that changes always. What doesn't really change is our sausage casing. Do you know what sausage casing is?
Intestines?
Yep, it is the intestinal lining of a hog.
So that's disgusting.
Yep, and it is on every sausage you've ever had, probably. I'm sure people were throwing out intestines forever.
Yeah.
And this
until they realize
we can do something awesome
here.
Exactly. I think it's weirder than the blood itself, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So you got to find your little end right there, and then you just spread it apart until you find the little opening, and then you just slide it on up.
This is a very sexual episode.
This is, I know, we started with the finger condom, and now...
I'm not a good visual measure of intestine length, so I feel like this is a new fear of mine, is having a room full of people watch me thread an intestine onto a tube.
Yeah, that is some serious horror story type shit. And then, this is not the most efficient way to do it, but I want to make sure we get enough blood in this, so.
It's filling up with blood.
Yep, that's it.
Can you choose how big you make them? Like, can you make them really small if you want, or make them, gigantic?
That depends on the type of casing you got. So, right now it's mostly just blood. Here, go down a little bit so we got a little support from the table. And usually we got something to kind of shove it through. I ended up not using it, so I'm just going to use the spoon.
Oh, the chunks aren't.
You can really see the chunks going through.
You stick your hand in there? Oh, perfect. Beautiful.
Just got to find the hole.
Typical. Classic.
Shut up. Don't judge me. This is a really intimate experience.
It really is. This is a lot of this to me. I don't know if it's just me because I'm a weirdo, but it just all seems very gross and dirty, and it's very sexual.
Oh, I think a lot of cooking is very sexual.
Yeah.
So you can kind of feel this right here. There are no air bubbles, and every crevice is being filled with the blood.
Great.
Now the other thing that you got to watch out for, these do shrink once they're under heat. So if it feels right in terms of pressure, when you tie it off, it's going to explode because they shrink so much. So it's not filled to the brim, we can squeeze it and it's not trying to pop out anywhere. Then we just tie it off just like we did before, and it's extra hard this time because it's, extra lubricated. And a little slide. I've got my little cake tester. Let's see if we can see if it's done. Boop. A little poke.
Is it hot?
Look at that. I think we're good. Oh, you can kind of see it. Still bleeding a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Yeah. By this point, I just check every 5 minutes until it stops bleeding.
Cool. You said earlier that people say that you give them serial killer vibes, and you don't know. You didn't know
but
what
like
it
a compliment.
was. But when
it's like a compliment.
But when you say things like, "Okay, so you just check every 5 minutes until it stops bleeding," I feel like you should know that that's why.
Yeah, it's because of the things I do and say.
Exactly, because of the way that you are. Yeah. So just wanted to let you know that.
It's good to be self-aware. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get these sausages out.
Okay, we're gonna take them out?
Yep, we're gonna take them out. If it's hot, it feels raw.
They're so
because
even.
They're so squishy.
Well, I'm happy with them.
I'm very happy with that.
Cool.
Right here, we have blood sausage that has cooled overnight. We got a little bit of rosemary and garlic that we're gonna throw in the pan when we heat it up.
Beautiful.
It's pretty traditional to have pan-seared blood sausage.
Okay.
That's usually the method people go after they get to this step. The thing I like the most is when you cut it open, you really get to see everything inside. It's kind of speckled.
Whoa.
See that?
Are those, is that fat or is that apple?
This is a mix of all of it. So these big ones right here are our back fat. You can see a little bit of the onions, a little bit of the groats, and everything in between is marbled with blood.
I'm a sausage model.
I'm gonna cut it with a little bias. We're gonna make little canapes with it, so I don't want it to be too big. I want them to be nice, bite-sized things of sausage.
Bias means like slanted, kind of, okay.
Our pan's about hot. It hasn't quite gone to smoking point, but it is on high heat. We're gonna give it a little test by listening for sound.
A little tiny.
A little bit, you know. I'm gonna wait a little more. When I put it in here, it's more like baritone. It's a little lower.
Yeah.
I know that the heat isn't quite there yet.
Okay.
If I put it in and it's this screeching, high-pitched, you know, squeak, then I know it's way too hot. So you kind of want that middle ground of low and high kind of sound.
Okay, that's good to know. Like, I always feel like I'm waiting for the pan to be just right, and I never know, like, when that is. I'll throw, like, a piece of onion in there and be like, I guess, let's just throw it in.
No,
so.
my classic thing is, just listen, and I just do, like, a little skim. Nice. I think we're there. So, I'm going to put our sausages in the pan. So I got these whole things of rosemary. I'm just tossing them in there. Whole things of garlic. Bam, 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 bam.
Ooh, it looks so pretty. I love it.
That is nice. That smells fan-fucking-tastic.
It does.
You know that they are good when it turns, you know, darker. You'll really see it in the fat.
Yeah, it's getting a little dark.
You don't want to go too high heat. If your casings do just start like sliding right off, and you just end up with kind of like, it looks like hamburger meat.
That's too high.
It's too hot.
It's just insane how many different forms this has taken. We've seen blood, chopped vegetables, alright, sausage, and now it's just these, like, exploding little pieces.
Now we're gonna make our little canapes.
What's a canape?
Canape is just like a little bite-sized party favor.
Ooh, okay.
Anything that's generally like on a little cracker.
Is a canape?
It's like a canape.
Ooh.
Great for little cocktail parties, you know.
Okay.
This is a little big. The idea is that you want it bite-sized. So I'm just gonna break it in half. Boop. Hit it with a little Dijon, however much you like. Put a little blood sausage on it. Our pickled onion. This is red wine pickled. And then a little bit of leaf. A little bit of fran. And there you go.
Beautiful. Okay. Let's see if I can get a clean break.
That was
Perfect.
fantastic.
Professional cracker breaker.
Yes, you are.
Some mustard.
You got a future.
Sausage model and cracker breaker.
Yes.
I'm very excited about this. I'm like 100% more down with this than I was when we first started. Cheers.
Thanks for coming on What the Food.
Thank you for having me.
It's got kind of like a liver elements in a way.
I'm reversing my stance just a little bit. You know, it's good.
It's good. I don't feel like you're being very honest.
No, I really like it. I do have to go.
You have to.
Thank you.
I mean, you can stay. I don't have friends. feel like we left things a little awkward. What was the most surprising part of the experience?
Dealing with the intestines was like a little bit. I kind of forgot that you make sausage with intestines, and so
it's kind of an afterthought.
It is, yeah, and so it's just kind of like, you know, making it and being like, these are shit tubes, you know?
It really is.
That's not something that I really think about a whole lot. Like, I completely forgot. And then it's one thing to know it, and then another thing to also, like, look directly into the veins of an animal's intestine while you're filling it with blood. The visceralness of everything, the veins and the intestines, you know, that was all a little bit shocking to my sensibilities, so...
How do you feel about the overall experience?
I feel very positive about it. I know there's a lot of like mixed like emotions that I have said about it. I mean, I guess it's basically two things. It was not as bad as I thought. Still pretty disgusted by it. So I think overall it was a net positive experience in that it wasn't as like terrible as I thought it was going to be. So yes, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
seriously, you were great.
Thank you. Hey, are you gonna stay there?
Hey, what are you looking at? It's like I've seen a man who just lost his mind. You like me, you just wanna be free from this worldwide slavery. Yeah. The longer they keep us down, the longer they warp our minds. It means you all these lives and never done the right we planned out. Yeah, but I think we lost ourselves along the way. When everything we fight for becomes what we would gain, we let it pile up like soil upon the grave. Now tell me, can you feel the weight? Yeah. Well, it's heavy. Well, this world we've been living in